We're at the Watchmen Way, April 26, 2020. Final call. Get your money out of the system. Bank accounts, pension funds, 401ks, annuities, money market accounts, stocks, bonds, anything that you can pull money out of, get it out, because anything on paper is going. It's getting worse every day. You know, this can't go on forever. Eventually, this is going to blow up. I'm amazed that we still are dealing with people that have big bucks in the bank. Some of these people have tens of thousands of dollars, some hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's not a good place to be. FDIC insurance has enough in the fund to cover 3 cents on the dollar. If that sounds good to you, then just leave your money where it's at. What makes a lot more sense to put it in a physical silver and Litecoin and make some money on this deal instead of losing money. We got to start thinking of Litecoin and silver as insurance from the economic disaster that's upon us. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, but this it's getting worse every day. Days or weeks away from this whole thing imploding. Don't get caught. Don't get caught and lose your family's financial future because you didn't act when you knew something was coming. And it's becoming more apparent just by the responses we're getting, right, from people when and not just the responses we're getting when we're reaching out, but how there's been a shift in most people's reception of what used to be conspiracy theories about, the economy and what's going on and gold and silver and the manipulation, and people are starting to ask questions because what they're seeing doesn't add up. I've been saying for a while now that it's getting harder and harder for people to keep rationalizing the garbage they're getting out of the mainstream media. Because if you were really using your critical thinking skills, no one would be a Democrat right now. And that's what it boils down to. Because if you really saw what was happening, you'd understand that the Democrats are going to take most of the heat for what's going on. The swamp and the child sex trafficking, the economic collapse, it's all tied together. And it's going to destroy the mainstream media and the Democratic Party. They're both done when this comes to a head. There won't be mainstream media after 2020. There won't be a Democratic Party after 2020. Most of the leaders in the Democratic Party are going to go down for pedophilia, for torturing and murdering children. And for most of them, they've got them on video committing these murders. So Litecoin and physical silver. We'll have links posted. You get your silver at SD Bullion or JM Bullion. You get your Litecoin at Gemini.com or Coinbase.com. We've been talking to a lot of people about the flexibility of Litecoin in this situation, where people who have businesses can, instead of leaving their money, and I understand with a business, obviously if you're open, you've got to have some liquidity to keep a business going. Well, Litecoin offers that liquidity where silver is a little bit harder to deal with. You can surely, take your silver to a dealer and sell it. But, depending on where you live and how close the dealers are, that can be problematic for some people. With Litecoin, it's a matter of 10 seconds. If I'm pretty sure this works with Gemini too, but say you put most of your liquid assets, your cash, into Coinbase, into Litecoin. Well, you can, as long as, like in California, on the West Coast, as long as you make a transaction by 7:30 Pacific, the money from that transaction will be in your account, deposited straight into your account by 2:30 in the afternoon. That's Monday through Friday on the West Coast. Well, that's usually good enough because you just sell what you need to sell. If you've got bills for the business, a couple of days before, you make some transfers. And, the money is protected in Coinbase because it's outside the system. Whereas if it's in the bank, when the bank closes, you lose your deposits. It's in the law. Our deposits are now considered loans to the banks. And the banks are the ones that made the laws. So you wonder why they have the advantage, is because they wrote the advantage for themselves. And our politicians gave it to them freely. That's a whole other story. So anyway, the easiest way to think of this is anything you leave in the bank or leave on paper, you're going to lose. Some of the other questions: if the internet goes down, it's just like your bank account. When the internet goes down, the money in your accounts don't disappear. It's the same thing with the cryptos. When the internet goes down, your cryptos don't disappear. When the internet comes back up, they're going to be available to you. Obviously, you can't use them, just like you can't use your bank account for the most part when the internet's down. And then you're going to pay small fees to do the transfer, but it's much better to pay those fees, few bucks here and there, compared to losing everything you had in the bank, right? So get your insurance. Get your physical silver and Litecoin today. These prices, silver's under 16, I believe. Litecoin's 44.63. It's still under $45. Don't miss the boat. Get it today. National Guard, and this just goes to show you where we're at. The National Guard is deployed at the nation's food banks to ensure stability during these unprecedented times. So now they got the National Guard guarding food banks. Okay. Goldman sees imminent momentum crash as all S&P gains come from 5 stocks. So the S&P, basically, it's running on 5 stocks. It's Google, Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Amazon. That's basically where it's holding up the whole S&P. And those are CIA invented. All these guys are going down. Smith, Bezos, all of them. Zuckerberg, Dorsey, they're all going down, guys. They're going to be wrapped up in this deal with the CEOs and the executive order. And I think for a lot of them, treason, because a lot of these guys were conspiring to overthrow presidents. That's treason. That's a death penalty. And I think it's coming for some of these guys. Bitcoin bull case gets big boost as calls for negative rates continue. So what's happening, what they're basically saying here is that the conditions in the markets are pointing to a big run for cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin. like I said, guys, do it now. Don't wait. I mean, this thing could go down tomorrow. I don't think it's going down tomorrow, but it could. Bank of China's clients lose over $1 billion. This is just from the Bank of China now. One bank, the Bank of China, customers lost $1 billion during that. Remember I talked about this, I think it was last night or the night before. The oil crash, what it was going to do and set off problems in derivatives markets. I think that we're seeing that this is the initial stages here. $1 billion just from one bank. Yeah, and they're and many end up owing the bank money. So not only did you lose everything you had, you owe them money. Panic hoarding. Oh, wait a minute. Trains halted. Low-filing helicopters in Phnom Penh, North Korea, amid conflicting Kim death rumors. So, at this point for North Korea, we don't know 100% for sure if he's really dead. I know we got a report last night that he had died, but today it's there seems to be some question there, and whether this is the North Koreans just buying some time to figure out how they want to move forward and who they want to, prop up as their new political leader. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. The bottom line for us is they don't have nuclear weapons. They're not going to get nuclear weapons. They don't have any delivery systems to deliver nuclear weapons. It's a non-issue for us. There's not going to be any nuclear wars. There's not going to be any invasions. Don't worry about any of that stuff. It probably means more to South Korea than anyone. And there's talks about, a unified country, this would be the perfect time for it. And to me, that would be the best thing for the Korean people. So I hope that's what happens. We'll see how it plays out. But there's nothing to worry about for America. Zip in North Korea. Wave of repos imminent as subprime auto buyers miss payments. Well, this was something we knew was going to happen. They've been basically, to keep this propped up, right? To keep this whole sham of a recovering economy propped up, they basically have been lowering the standards to give people loans on everything. Basically, if you were breathing and you wanted a new car and you had a job and you didn't have to have anything else, usually not even a down payment, you were walking out with a free car or a new car. Shouldn't say free. Maybe it's going to be free. Because remember, a reset, everything you hold, you're going to keep. Cars, any kind of equipment, houses, office buildings, whatever. Here's a good one. How does a Harvard professor think it's authoritarian to allow parents to teach their kids? So basically, he's saying that it's a bad thing because no one should have total control. Well, first of all, when you're a parent, you've got total control of your kids. And some crackpot professor from Harvard is trying to say that you don't have the right to homeschool your kids. This is, again, just a globalist agenda pushing back against homeschooling because they don't want your kids homeschooled in the globalist agenda. They want them to come to school so they can indoctrinate them into the globalist game plan. That's exactly what it is and nothing more. And unfortunately for the globalists, they're done. Hate to tell you, but the globalist agenda is dead. Globalism is dead in the world. And we'll make sure it never rears its ugly head again. Not going to happen. Twitter suspends the account of biotech company testing UV lighting to treat the virus. And talk about conspiracy theories. This is what's happening. And here's something else I talked about last night. Most Americans will be scared to return to the malls when stores finally open. Because what you're going to see, we're starting to see it again already, is that fear porn. Oh, it's too early. You can't open the economy yet. You can't be outside. You can't be in stores. You can't. It's the flu, guys. We can do whatever we want. Don't fall for the fear porn. When the economy gets opened back up, it's open. Don't be afraid. Don't be fearful. There is nothing to fear here. Worst case scenario, you catch the flu. You'll survive it. If you don't have any pre-existing conditions that are, a weakened immune system. If you're a healthy adult, you have nothing to fear from this flu. And look at the mortality rates. This isn't me spewing conspiracy theories. This is the facts. There are well-established doctors, a lot of well-established doctors, coming out and telling the truth. And the truth is, the mortality rate for this virus that's supposed to be a pandemic is less than, it's about 1/10 of the mortality rate of the common flu. So why would you be afraid of going out and shopping when President Trump tells you can? You shouldn't. Don't listen to him, because unless President Trump decides to seize the media, which he very well may do before this is over, they're gonna be preaching the globalist agenda. Fear porn. Don't go out. Yeah, don't go out. You're gonna catch it. You're gonna die. Don't listen to that crap. Some doctors, a lot of doctors, are urging the country to reopen society now because they're saying that this is actually weakening our immune system. What we're doing, staying inside, and that's not the answer. This is all about taking down the swamp, the worldwide economic collapse, and eradicating the pedophiles. That's what this virus is about. There's fears out there that China was behind all this, and what they were trying to do was, through the virus, was to destroy our economy so they could come in and buy up all the assets in the aftermath, right? I don't see it that way at all. China is having a hard time just keeping the doors open. I actually think China maybe is working more with President Trump than they are with the deep state. We'll see how it plays out, but I think China screwed the deep state. I think China was supposedly working with the deep state, and they didn't release the the virus that the deep state wanted. And it ended up being the flu, which didn't create nearly enough death and chaos as they needed to keep the fear ginned up through the summertime, right? It worked in the beginning, but just to give you an example, I've been here in Mesa for about a week now. And the first day I got here, I went to the grocery store, and every single person in the store, except for me, I was the only one in the whole store that didn't have a mask on. And we just went this afternoon, a week later now, and most of the people didn't have masks on. You know, maybe 25%, because people are starting to see, oh, this is just BS. It's out, guys. It is BS. It's necessary BS. But don't, and I'm not knocking the president's plan because it's a brilliant plan. What I'm saying is, don't fall into the fear porn trap. Don't listen to it, because it's not true. There's nothing to fear here. Okay. Unprecedented. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah. Basically, the U.S. and Europe is what they're saying China's going to do. I don't see it. Unprecedented pace of corporate debt issuance has crippled corporate fundamentals, which basically means they're throwing money at the problem and nothing else. They're not, and the reason they're not focused on the fundamentals, because it doesn't make any difference. Because they can't fix this. The economy is done. The only thing that's keeping the wheels turning is the free money injected into the system. And that can only go on for so long. This is a mathematical certainty. People are saying, well, you know, President Trump's just going to control the economy through this thing. No, he's not. No one controls a worldwide economy. It's too big. It's too corrupted now and convoluted for anyone to control it. It's a crapshoot right now. You keep throwing money at it and hope that the wheels are going to keep turning. That's what's going on right now. There's no science to it. And eventually it's going to come to an end. Or there's going to be a reset. Let's keep our fingers crossed for the reset, because it's going to be much smoother than a collapse, than just an organically occurring, naturally occurring collapse because of what's been happening the last 20 plus years. I mean, this thing should have gone down in 07. 08 is when they should have brought it down, but the timing wasn't right for them. Well, it's coming down. It's just a matter of when. Be ready. Get ahead of this thing. Whistleblowing. Oh, I already got that one. Where am I here? Yeah, now we're watching market's key battle between the worst evolving fundamental picture in our lifetime versus the largest set of liquidity injections. So, again, it's a recipe for economic destruction. There's nothing that's going to save this. We're past the event horizon. You can't stop it. There's too much momentum. It's coming down. It's just a matter of when. So get your ducks in a row. Get your Litecoin, get your silver. Get your ledger. Get set up. Make it happen. Okay. How are we doing on questions? Gary, how you doing? Kevin, what's up? Here's Kevin, guys. Kevin Owens is our main man for Litecoin, for silver, Any questions on Litecoin and silver for ledger setup or exchange setup with either Gemini or Litecoin, get a hold of Kevin. Lisa, how you doing? Lisa's saying Flynn is going to be free tomorrow, they say. That's the other thing, guys. General Flynn, completely exonerated. No charges. And the FBI is going to pay dearly. I think they need to chop the FBI. The FBI needs to go with the CIA. Wow. Brahma heifers bought $3,300 each. That's high. That seems really high. But that goes to show you guys, everybody's got to eat. Danielle, how you doing? I'm well. Tessie, how's it going? David, what's up? Oh, yeah, see what happens with Roger Stone, too. There's talk about him getting a pardon. We'll see. Roxanne, how you doing? Yeah, everybody should be thanking Lisa, Danielle, Kevin, Joy, Susie have all been helping out. Leah, how you doing? General Flynn is a warrior and a hero, along with Admiral Rogers. Those are two guys that are going to get a lot of credit for this whole deal. Jerry, what's up? You're welcome. Cody, D, how you doing? Oh, wow. Ceres, California had an egg-laying farm burned to the ground this week. 280,000 birds. Well, here's what I would say. Here's something else. Here's part of the backstory maybe to this. Because of all the meat processing plants have backed up, they were going to have to cull hundreds of thousands of birds. The Chinese own a lot of these plants. This thing happens to burn down at the time when they were going to have to kill a lot of birds anyway. I'll bet you that it penciled out that the insurance payoff was going to get them a lot more than having to cull a huge part of their flocks. So we'll see how that plays out. I bet the arson investigators are looking into that pretty heavy. Curious timing, to say the least. Yeah, General Flynn will, I'm going to guarantee you this. General Flynn will be compensated for these abuses fully, and hopefully overcompensated for what they put him through. He's got a hell of a lawsuit on his hands. And hopefully they're going to do this quick and just give him a settlement that's fair. Lisa, how you doing? Chrissy, hello. Chrissy wants to know which silver she should buy. Okay, so everyone needs to have $300 to $500 in junk silver, 90% silver dimes, which is basically any U.S. dime that is 1964 or older is a 90% junk silver dime. That's at least $300 to $500 worth of those. And then the rest of your silver buy should be in 1 ounce pieces, either rounds or bars, whatever is the least expensive. Do not pay extra for the premium coins. Get the generics, whatever's cheapest. Don't waste money on that stuff. You're not going to get your money back on that the specialty coin price. You can pay $5 to $10 more per coin if you get a specialty coin, like a silver eagle. But, it's only 15 bucks an ounce. So it doesn't pencil to pay the extra for the premium coins. Don't get them. Yeah. Kevin's got it right there, all laid out for you. Cecil, how's it going? David's going to be a grandpa any day. Congratulations, David. Tessie, you did not hear that. Tessie's saying she heard that Obama's door was being kicked in tomorrow. No, what patriots are suggesting is that they kick Obama's door in when they go to arrest him at 4 o'clock in the morning, like he did to Roger Stone. I think it would be fitting, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. So just be clear. Matt, how you doing? Raina, how you doing? Yeah, there you go. Equal treatment under the law. Admiral Rogers might be the biggest hero in this whole deal. Yeah, oh guys, great time to plant a garden. Serene, how you doing? Joanne, hello. Yeah, public. Well, I don't know that they're going to be public, but I do believe that there's going to be a lot of video on these executions that people I may be able to watch. I think that's going to happen. Let me tell you this. If they do kick Obama's door in at 4 o'clock in the morning, tomorrow morning, you better have your your silver and Litecoin. Silver and Litecoin tonight. If they're going to kick Obama's door in tomorrow, things are going to get crazy. Maybe it won't happen in a day, but don't take that chance. Yeah, I'm not sure what the breakdown is on the half dollars, but it doesn't hurt to have it. Yep, Kevin's got it laid out for you there again. Suzanne, how you doing? Buy as many as you can afford. Any money you leave in the bank, you're most likely going to lose. So get it out of the bank. Get it in. It has to be in assets outside the system. That's silver and Litecoin. Assets outside the system. They will not be negatively impacted when the economy collapses. They are going to go through the roof. Because, again, the same thing that happened with toilet paper is going to happen with silver and Litecoin. Michael got a roll of 1944 dimes on eBay for $73. That's about 15 bucks less than the going rate. So goodbye, Michael. Be careful buying silver on eBay. I personally won't do it. I think it's just too big of a risk. Sometimes you get a good deal. Sometimes you get burned. I don't want a good deal. I want a fair price because my profit comes at the end. I'm not worried about what I pay for it today because I know it's going through the roof. But you got to get it. And a lot of people are getting scammed on eBay. And it's going to get worse as these prices go parabolic. The fraud and the counterfeiting is going to be extreme. Just think if silver goes to 1,000 an ounce, you better watch what coins you're buying. Danielle wants to know, will POTUS stop the daily press briefings? Yeah, he's going to stop them as soon as this thing's ready to go. It's going to stop, I think, when they pull the plug. We'll see. Rebecca's planting her garden. Good job, Rebecca. Yeah, Silver Eagles, the Morgans, don't buy them, guys. Get the generics. Get the cheap ones. It's 999 silver. That's all you care about. Yeah. Barbara, how you doing? Kevin's garden is done. Good job, Kevin. Timothy, what's up? Matt, how you doing? Yeah. Well, here, guys. Here's the thing. I don't think that very many people really do like Obama. I think it's all media hype. He's been what, the most respected person in the world the last 12 something straight years. I'm calling bullshit. You know, just like President Trump was going to lose the election by 20 points, right? That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a corrupt media run by the CIA. They have scripts. The CIA is writing the scripts. Are you surprised at the content? Okay. Now, here's the thing, guys. If this is handled properly, and before they announce Obama's arrest or Clinton's arrest, they lay out the pedophilia and the child sex trafficking cases and who's involved, there won't be any rioting because they're going to know that Obama is not being taken down as a political enemy. He's taken down because he murdered kids or he committed treason. He's done both, I believe. Treason for sure, and I'm pretty sure they got him on video too. Stephanie, how you doing? Schwab is, well, I'll tell you, technically, legally, I don't know what, because Schwab used to be a trading house. But so many of these companies have got into the banking business when they basically let them go wild. I'm not sure what Schwab is now. Probably a bank, though. Well, gold. But listen, there's gold and there's silver. For Watchmen, there's silver. There is no gold. And the reason is because silver is going to outperform gold a minimum of 10 times. So you don't put any money into gold unless there's exceptions. If you've got several $100,000 to invest, then you might want to get some gold. But for us, under 100 grand, stick with silver. You're going to maximize for precious metals. Silver is going to be the biggest performer, just like Litecoin is going to be the biggest performer for cryptocurrencies. Yeah, well, I would rather trade silver than toilet paper. I mean, the thing about silver is it's going to be worth something when this is over. I mean, that was the most, for people that were buying toilet paper as some kind of an investment, it's the most moronic thing I've ever seen. If that's why they were really buying it. And I don't know why else they would, because some people had it stacked up 20 feet tall in their carts. Uh, Kevin's got a great video on urban gardening. We should post that on our websites, guys. Danielle or Kevin, will you guys make sure that happens just to make sure we don't lose that thing? Yeah, you can bet there are going to be a lot of counterfeit coins and there will be some coming out of China for sure. They probably got factories set up right now to do it. Patricia, how you doing? Patricia was out enjoying the sunshine. Well, okay, no detention for you then. That's excusable. Tita's got a 66 JFK half dollar. 90% silver. Good job, Tita. Johnny, Johnny thinks Clapper or Podesta will be the first one. I'm thinking Brennan or Obama. It doesn't make any difference to me. Just start arresting him. Everything else will take care of itself. No, Nancy Pelosi will never be president of the United States. I don't care what happens. If, God forbid, everybody in Washington got blown up except for Nancy Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi would not be president because the military will not allow a traitor to take control of this our country. Nobody, no traitor will take control of this country. And President Trump's not going anywhere, guys. Don't worry about President Trump. Physical silver, you get it at jmbullion.com or sdbullion.com. They're listed all over our websites. Go to those dealers. I'm working on another one too. Hopefully I'll have it this next week. We'll see. Scott, how you doing? Yeah, the rumor on the inside from the Anons is that Brennan's going to be the first one to go, which makes sense. Kevin's got a good gardening window. He's got it posted right now, guys, if you want to take a look. Good tub garden video. Check it out. There's other, listen, guys, don't feel like you're tied to the exchanges or the bullion dealers that we recommend. We're just recommending these because we've had good luck with them. You know, they do what they say they're going to do. If you buy something, you're going to get it from them. But if you've got somebody else, go for it. Just make sure they're reputable. Yeah, and listen, if there's some kind of a national emergency, President Trump's the president. He's not going anywhere. I do not remember that movie, Becky, but Becky's asking about a movie where the devil looked just like Obama. Yeah. Listen, I think he's the Antichrist. It was the Bible series with Roma Downey Jr. as Mary, Mother of Jesus. I think that was it. What's going on there? Yes. Jan is making her great salsa. We're going to have salsa tonight. Litecoin's up to 44.77. Get it while you can, guys. This might be the last week. Yeah, firing squads are coming. Obama is definitely one of the biggest traders alive, but I think my vote goes for Bush 41. You know, when you look at what he's responsible for, I think a lot of you will join me as the worst rat to come out of this. Bush 41 for his lifetime of work, which started before the Second World War. Yeah, well, there you go. It's coming from Soros. No, Brennan's going down, guys. Well, forget about Pelosi. Pelosi's irrelevant at this point. Kathleen's saying that Coin Technologies is reporting that Trump shut down all non-essential cryptocurrency 2 days ago. I haven't heard a thing about that, guys. Everybody that I've been talking to who's been trading there's no problem. So I think it sounds like misinformation, what it sounds like. Well, and we don't really care when they shock the world. I just want to, get the kids safe, get these monsters off the streets. That's all I care about. Don't worry, no one's going to escape this, guys. Don't worry that anyone's going to get off, because no one's getting off. Justice will be served. Every single last one of them is going to get the justice they deserve. Roxanne just bought more Litecoin and silver while she was listening. Good job, Roxanne. Suzanne got 2 10-ounce silver bars from SD Bullion. Good job, Suzanne. And yes, Bush 41 planned the assassination of JFK. And also was running the operation, the 9/11 operation, from the Situation Room in the White House on 9/11. He planned the whole 9/11 deal too. Yeah. Hillary and Michael. Well, I don't know about that. It's more likely to... Now, who knows? I'm not even going to go there. Yeah. Penny heard they indicted 5 more today. I mean, not surprising. That's going to continue. Well, I think this whole virus thing is about played itself out. I think this might be the last week that the virus has any teeth to it, because it's becoming really apparent. People aren't buying it. Lupe, how you doing? Okay, that's all the questions. Okay, guys. Same thing. We know. Every day matters. Every minute matters. Every person matters. Let's keep pushing till the end. Start out with, how would you like to be a part of the greatest transfer of wealth in human history? Again, just to kind of reiterate, no fear, no worries. There's nothing to fear in what's coming. This is 100% on schedule, on plan, might even be ahead of schedule based on the timetable we got from the Anons about 6 weeks ago. So just keep doing what we're doing. Be positive, be helpful. Beware of the cognitive dissonance. Don't get in arguments with people that are suffering from cognitive dissonance. It's a waste of time. Just walk away and keep tabs on these people if they're friends or relatives. Be ready for the crash, because there's going to come a point when the people that are really depressed, we're going to want to watch. We're going to want to keep our eyes on them and make sure they're getting through this okay. So keep that in mind, guys, as you're going through your list and your contacts and the people you're contacting and people you want to help. Make a list of the ones that you see that aren't handling it very well, because as this thing develops, we don't want to lose people to suicide that shouldn't be committing suicide. And no one in the world should be committing suicide over what's coming. It's for everything that's happening is for the betterment of mankind. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. Man's greatest accomplishment in eradicating this evil, the swamp, the pedophiles, in our greatest age. It's all here. It's right here. It's happening. 2020, guys. This is it. So hang in there. Keep pushing. Be positive. I'm going to end it there with our prayer. For God and country, amen. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.